The home of Lord Shiva is Mount Kailash, a mountain or a pyramid-shaped nuclear power plant. Lord Shiva is the Hindu god who is also known as the god of destruction. There is a religious belief that Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahash, another name of Lord Shiva, collectively created the world, where Lord Brahma is the creator, Lord Vishnu is the administrator, Lord Shiva is the destroyer. And Lord Shiva represents the aspect of the Supreme Being, Brahman of the Upanishads, that continuously dissolves to recreate in the cycle process of creation, preservation, dissolution, and recreation of the universe. And for this reason he's known as the destroyer of worlds, but not in a negative way. Owing to his cosmic activity of dissolution and recreation, the words destroyer and destruction have been greatly associated with Lord Shiva. What does Lord Shiva look like? In his representations as a man, Shiva always has a blue face and throat, and it's believed that he has a third eye. The extra eye represents the wisdom and insight that Shiva has. It's also believed that the source of his untamed energy is this. The cobra snake around his neck signifies his power over the most dangerous creatures in the world. Some traditions also say that the snake represents Shiva's power of destruction and recreation. Vibhuti, the three horizontally drawn lines, represent Shiva's all-pervading nature, his superhuman power and wealth. The trident he holds in his hand represents the three functions of the Hindu triumvirate, and even though Shiva is a destroyer, he is usually represented as smiling and tranquil. Lord Shiva is the Lord of mercy and compassion. He protects his devotees from evil forces such as lust, greed, and anger, and he is believed to grant boons, bestows grace, and awakens wisdom in his devotees. He is widely worshipped by the followers of Hinduism. The king of demons, owner of the Pushpak Vimana, 10-headed giant Ravana, was also a worshipper of Lord Shiva. Numerous temples dedicated to Lord Shiva are built all over the world, especially in India, as we know. Now, the tale of Lord Shiva when he almost destroyed the world. According to Hindu legends, Lord Shiva almost signaled the end of this universe by performing Rudra Tandava, the cosmic dance of death, which he performs at the end of an age to destroy the universe. The Rudra Tandava often symbolizes the destruction of the cosmos. It also signifies the release and suppressed anger that germinates within. Shiva the destroyer annihilates the evil that seeks refuge within you to make you worthy of attaining salvation and relieve you from the cycle of birth and death. One day, the father of the goddess Sati, beloved of Shiva, decided to hold a prayer ceremony, and at this prayer ceremony all the gods were invited and offerings were made to them. However, Shiva had married Sati against the wishes of her father, so he was not invited. Sati was deeply offended on behalf of her husband. In anger, Sati prayed intensely and jumped into the sacred fire that was burning on the day of the ceremony, and during this time Lord Shiva had been in the midst of a deep meditation. But when Sati jumped into the fire, he awoke in great anger, realizing what his wife had done. It's believed that at that very moment he placed goddess Sati's body on his shoulder and started walking through the universe, neglecting his duties, and started the cosmic dance of death out of anger, and transformed into his most vicious form while performing this Tandava. The whole universe was about to be destroyed before it was time. The gods were very concerned and approached Lord Vishnu to help restore balance in the universe. Lord Vishnu used his Sudarshan Chakra, a celestial weapon, to cut Sati's body to pieces, which fell on the earth. The total number of body pieces was 52, and they fell in 52 different places. All these places are known as Holy 52 Shakti Petas in the Hindu religion, and there is a Kali or Shakti temple in each of them. Lord Shiva returned to Mount Kailash to meditate and mourn his wife's death. Goddess Sati eventually returned to Lord Shiva by taking birth as Parvati. Mount Kailash, home of the Lord Shiva, located in Tibet, Mount Kailash is often called the spiritual center of the universe, as it's the place that gave birth to 4 religions: Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, and Bon. As per the Hindu religious texts, Mount Kailash was once home to Adiyogi Lord Shiva. It's believed that by many that this mountain may also have once been the site of an ancient nuclear reactor built by aliens who visited Earth. It's observed that remains found at the site suggest nuclear ash. Moreover, the bodies discovered in Mount Kailash contain traces of radioactive elements. Several proposed theories report that celestial beings assembled around Mount Kailash because of it being the powerful source of energy. The myth goes on to such an extent that it was this power that fed these celestial beings or kept them alive. Pyramid shape of Mount Kailash. The pyramid shape of Mount Kailash makes it unique among the other mountains and has fascinated people for centuries. Glorious and magnificent pyramids are spotted all over the world, such as in Egypt, Central America, and other places. In addition to this, the shape is also associated with the worship of gods or transporting of souls to other realms beyond the grave. Was Mount Kailash holy because it possessed special powers bestowed upon it by visitors from the cosmos? Ancient power plant? Not only could the pyramid shape have a religious significance, but it could also be part of a larger power grid which reached across the ancient world. Ancient alien theorists speculate that remains of a worldwide power grid may be found among the sacred ruins of ancient civilizations all over our planet. If the power plants that provided energy to these ancient civilizations failed, it might also explain the fall of empires such as those built by the Egyptians, the Mayans, and the Inca. But who built such ancient power plants? Nuclear technology is the creation of the 20th century. The first reactor was constructed in 1942 by Enrico Fermi, who participated in various experiments which led to the creation of the first nuclear bomb at Los Alamos, New Mexico, as part of the Manhattan Project to build a nuclear weapon which was later used by the U.S. military against Japan at the end of World War II. Then, from where did the ancient humans get the technology to build a reactor in the distant past? And here again, ancient aliens played an essential role. According to ancient astronaut theory, extraterrestrials have always been motivated by the idea of advancing human civilization. They've given us so many gifts of knowledge that power is pretty much a no-brainer. The thing all these ancient cultures had in common is they included stories and artifacts that are meant to honor those who gave them this knowledge, the gods, quote-unquote, and the gods were extraterrestrials. Evidently, there are numerous unanswered questions, especially when it comes to things that cannot be proven or disproved thousands of years after they took place. But after everything that has been discovered over the years, there is the possibility that we have never been alone in the universe. Our greatest advances were indeed aided by the assistance of benevolent forces visiting from afar, and it's believed that being home to the god of destruction himself, Mount Kailash, is something more than just a mountain. And this is from Infinity Explorers by Ansha Vastava. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. My Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.